What is up? Welcome to today's episode of Sales System Experts. And today we are going to talk about crisis offers, right? I think that's what we're going to talk about today.
Wow, that's an aggressive term.
Crisis offers. Yeah. Well, nobody watches this thing anyway, so it doesn't matter.
Crisis offers. By the time somebody watches it,
we'll be out of crisis. Yeah.
Crisis will be over. And nothing we say will actually work. But if you take action in the next month, it'll be amazing.
Yeah. All right. And this is episode 4. My name is Jason Drone, and I'm creator of Done For You. Aaron, you can talk a little bit about what he does real briefly, just a little tiny introduction.
Yeah, my name is Aaron Parkinson. I'm the CEO of 7 Mile Media, a direct response agency specializing in Facebook, Instagram, and YouTube ads.
Whoa, that is a nice professional elevator pitch. That is
I just came up
awesome.
with that on the spot. You like it?
Wow, that was really good.
Yeah,
really good.
I like it.
All right. So today we're talking about offers and stuff. So you want to kind of kick it off? What is an offer? What is an offer, Aaron?
What is an offer? Well, you have a product. It's either a physical product or a digital product or a service, and you would like to sell it. And the traditional way, and make some money. And the traditional way is obviously, for most people is open up an office or open up a store and, put up your open sign and hope people walk in. And we don't operate in that world. We create what are called offers. Some people call them funnels. Some people call them, digital marketing. Just depends on who, you're speaking to, where we take the product and we put it in front of the people that we think would be most likely to buy it. And we create mechanisms to deliver the information of why they should buy it online. Mm-hmm. And we make it predictable for the amount of money you should spend and how many product sales you should make so that you can scale your business. Really just pushing buttons rather than standing in a store, waiting for people to show up on a daily basis, which during COVID crisis, we have seen a remarkable spike in volume over the last 30, 60 days. And honestly, I was prepared to have to reduce the size of my team, like everybody was when this came down. But I was patient. I wanted to see how it played out. And I'm very glad that I was, as we had our busiest month ever. And, I just saw a statistic that really drives this home. I'm part of a mastermind group with a bunch of other e-commerce entrepreneurs. And as of this week, the digital versus retail buying percentage went up to 33%. So e-commerce hit 33% this week. And that statistic was expected to be hit in the future, but not for 8 years based on the trend line. Now, obviously, that's a bit manipulated because people are buying less.
And they can only buy online.
And they can only buy online. So I think the overall gross sales is down, but the trajectory is obviously, going crazy digitally because nothing's open. So 33% of things that are now sold worldwide are sold digitally, up from 17%, which was 4 months ago, right? So now it's 33%. So then the million-dollar question becomes, what do you sell?
Right. I read an interesting statistic that the only type of advertising that has increased, nice mug, by the way. That mug is a icon on this show. If you want to, it's four episodes in if you want to talk about icons. But so I read an interesting statistic that was the only type of advertising that was increasing right now is direct response, which good thing. We are both direct response guys, and direct response is up 40%. And basically we're literally we're eating up all of the inventory that those brand guys are leaving behind right now, so.
And maybe we should stop and you should give, the people watching, your definition of the difference between brand marketing and direct response marketing. Because maybe people don't know what you're talking about.
Yeah, so so brand marketing is basically where you're building a brand, you're building the awareness of your brand so that you can cash in later. By and large, I mean that's it's a very general description, and the brand guys are gonna, there's people, there's diehard brand guys that are like, no, brand, that is not branding. Branding is all of these things, but at the end of the day, it's you're building recognition in your logo and in the thing that you do, so that you can then launch products in the future, underneath that umbrella.
Absolutely. And a brand is a super, super powerful thing. I'm a huge believer
Yeah.
in the power of major brands because, I said something like this the other day. I said, Jason, how many catch-ups do you know of?
Yeah.
I only know of one.
Right.
It's Heinz.
Yeah, totally.
If there's another one, I'm unaware of it.
Right.
Yeah. How many, we could take something even broader.
Xerox,
tissue.
Yeah.
Tissues.
Yeah.
Nobody goes to buy tissue. They go to buy Kleenex.
Yeah.
Right. And, colas, okay, there's two. There's Coke and there's Pepsi. And I know there's other ones because I've been in the beverage distribution world, but nobody walks into a restaurant and says, I'll have an RC cola or like, you're like, what? Right?
Yeah.
That's the power of a brand. They don't even need to market anymore, and they're going to make money forever because they've established it. That is the power of the brand. Unfortunately, right now, with everything being tight, direct response is not about putting out the culture of the business, putting out, how it interacts with people, how it interacts with charity, what type of social impact it's having. All the things that tend to fall under the brand category have been pushed aside for the time being. And now people are focused on direct response. So tell them what the difference is between branding and direct response.
Yeah. So direct response is the brand matters a whole lot less than what it did. Than it's less about the brand and more about the offer. It's more about the transformation you're going to make in somebody's life or the access that you're selling, to the thing. So it is literally dollars in, dollars out. Like, at least that's in the simplest form of direct response is dollars in, dollars out. So it involves sometimes very aggressive sales copy. It involves sales funnels. It involves systems that bond and educate and sell all at the same time. But at its simplest, it is an ad that links to a product, and that product sells, and 4% of people buy that product, and that because you've sent hundreds of thousands of clicks. And that's it.
Yeah, it really comes down to predictability. We've tested 50 different ads, 50 different images, 50 different copywriting angles in 50 different places, and we found that magic combination that a certain percentage of people buy every single time. Yep. Now it's just about how big can we scale the offer. And I know that the purpose of today's call is to talk about the types of offers that are converting really, really well in this space. And I think to give it some texture, the first thing I want to talk about is what do you think are the things that are not converting well right now?
So high ticket, immediate high ticket stuff that is sold immediate high ticket, as in no relationship, cold, high ticket is the first thing that somebody buys.
So when you say high ticket, you're referring to something probably $1,000 or more.
Yeah, $1,000 or more typically.
Right.
Yeah.
So trying to sell something for $1,000 or more, where there's no relationship, no context, no build up, no credibility established, I would agree with that. I'm going to take it a step back and go even more mainstream. I'm going to go into e-commerce. Right now, things that are absolutely tanking in e-commerce are things like suitcases.
Right. Right.
How many people are buying a suitcase right now?
Yeah.
Not too many. Right. Yeah. We had one client that unfortunately had to pause with us when this happened, and they were selling travel visas.
Yep.
Right. No countries are offering travel visas right now.
Clothing is hurting really bad. I mean, J. Crew just went bankrupt.
Luxury brands like luxury watches, things like that are taking a pretty big hit. It's the stuff that we that might be travel oriented, or it's more along the lines of something that I just love but I don't need.
Yeah.
is taking a hit, right?
Yep.
So then conversely, you look at what are the things that are actually converting well. And if I stay inside of the e-commerce section for a second, we have multiple e-commerce clients that are absolutely mashing it right now. And they're things that save money, right? I don't want to be like overly obvious here, but if you can help somebody save money, and an example of that might be one of our clients sells a reusable bamboo towel. So instead of using paper towels to clean up your kitchen or your whatever, they have a reusable bamboo towel that you can use, wash, rinse, a million times. I see my friend Ryan McKenzie right now at True Earth is crushing it with reusable, eco-friendly washing machine strips. So they're cheaper, they're more eco-friendly, they're keeping plastic bottles out of the landfills. So people get to feel good about themselves and they get to save money. Like if you can combine save money with and feel good about myself, you're crushing right now. And if you look at 2008, when the last economic recession happened, look at some of the biggest companies that came out of that, right? Do you remember? Like, can you list a couple off the top of your head?
I can't, no.
Okay, so I'll give you two prime examples. Uber, right? All of a sudden, I don't want to pay $50 for a cab, that traditionally is all beat up and smells funny, and I just don't want to, right? Uber comes out of nowhere and says, "Oh, we're going to do it for like $17, and we're going to get there in 10 minutes instead of 30 minutes." And on top of that, we're going to create an income stream for all the people that want to become Uber drivers. So it was like, I'm going to save this group money and I'm going to give this other group who really needs money a way to make money and leverage your car, one of these expensive assets that you have. Uber just took off, right? Another one that took off was WhatsApp.
Oh, right.
Right? WhatsApp went nuts because back then people were still ringing up a ton of, long distance and, on their phone. And WhatsApp came out and said, why would we do that? Why wouldn't we just leverage the power of Wi-Fi for your phone calls? All of a sudden now they're free, and it just went boom, right? So there's two examples that drive home that point is when the economy's in a recession, people don't stop spending money. They just shift their spending patterns to other things. And when we talk about the info marketing side, what we're really seeing in the agency is career transition. Is one. So one of our clients is a big university and their cost per acquisition has gone down dramatically because they offer their curriculum from home. Right. So it's not just, hey, it's career transition. It's digitally based. You can get this accredited certification from home. People are sitting around going, I might as well learn something, Right. Yeah. And the other one is, I don't mean to just sort of oversimplify it, but it's make money. Right. So if you can teach me a skill on how to make money, like if you can teach me how to do Forex, or if you can teach me how to become an Amazon seller, or if you can teach me how to do e-commerce, my jiu-jitsu instructor, I hit him up last night and said, "Hey man, how you doing? Just checking in on you." And he goes, "Oh man, I've literally bought and consumed 5 marketing courses in the last 3 weeks. Because I got nothing to do and I've always wanted to launch this app. So I'm just consuming." And he's sending me questions like, how do I put my app on Facebook so people can instantly download it? And I'm sending him stuff like the developer SDK and stuff like that. Like, oh, look at this. And he's like, "Oh, this is magic," and it's all these things that we take for granted that we know, right? Because we've been doing this for 15 years. But where our clients right now are pretty equally split between info marketers and e-commerce. And in the e-commerce side, it's anything that's kind of cool, maybe has some social impact, but most importantly, saves me money. Right. Or health related, although that's a little dodgy because everybody's like, out there right now, like boost your immune system and like all this stuff. And that can be a little dodgy because if you make claims that aren't, true or validated, major advertising networks will pull you off and shut you down. But the whole health supplement industry is killing it. And probably the single biggest one that I never thought of over the last month that really caught me off guard until it happened. Can you guess it? I wonder if you could guess it. Like the number one thing that is completely sold out and you can't get it anywhere. And you're like, I'm not talking about like masks or toilet paper or whatever, just like something that people can no longer do that they now have to do at home. And now you can't find it anywhere.
Well, I know. So two things that I've seen are Nintendo Switches and webcams, but
yeah, I mean, those are huge, like video games, board games for kids.
Oh yeah.
Anything like I just got this microphone and, I got some new screens and stuff like that. Cause I'm around, I'm here all the time. But the one thing that caught me way off guard was gym equipment.
Oh yeah. Right. Yep.
You cannot find plates, you cannot find dumbbells to save your life right now. They are all gone because people were like, I need to get my workout on, or for the first time ever, I want to work out because I got this time. And everybody went, well, I guess we have to order them online. It was like two-week wait lists and stuff going for like 150% normal price.
Jeez.
It's crazy. So, if you break some of those things down, it's, you added a really good one in there. What are things that can serve people from home, right? Board games, webcams, gym equipment, just stuff to entertain people in general or up-level their skills in their home office. From an info marketing side, make money, skill transition. I've seen huge boosts in companies that are teaching you how to learn another language. Again, it's those things that are like, well, I got time. How do I up-level my skills? Right. Our online university.
Well, certifications are a big one. My wife just started a fitness certification, so she's going through and she's killing it. She's doing like a chapter a day. So, but
we have 2 weight loss experts as clients. They're both crushing it. Because again, people are like, well, I'm like, if I had problems before,
oh yeah, totally.
I'm up 10 pounds. I don't know about you.
Yeah.
I personally am up 10 pounds. That's a fact. Right. Yeah. And I'm a pretty in shape guy.
I weighed myself and I was up 1 and I was like, babe, this isn't bad because I've been eating like shit.
Right. Dude, I gotta follow whatever you're doing because I'm up 10. And so those people that had issues before or just want to, become something different while they have the spare time. Both of our weight loss experts are killing it right now. And I think it's also worth noting that, a lot of people, they have ideas in their mind about, selling their knowledge or creating a product or marketing their current business online. And they're fearful of it right now because they're reading the news, they're watching the news, and the constant negativity, it puts them in a state of paralysis. Where they think, nobody has money, employment sky high, like nobody's going to buy anything, and it's dead wrong right now.
It's so wrong.
It's
money.
Go ahead.
Yeah, the money just switched, it transferred. People are spending it differently. You just have to put yourself in the path of wherever it was. Like, so when everything went down and the stock market kind of like hit it tanked that first time. So it went, and then it's rebounded a bit. And most people are expecting a W. Right. When it went down the first time, I was talking to one of my mentors and he was like, it's still there. He's like, literally, people took their money out of the stock market. It is there. It is sitting. It is liquid, more liquid than it ever has been, ever. There is money there. It didn't disappear. It's still there. You just got to find it.
And if you even want to take it a step further, if you don't want to talk about the average person that maybe doesn't follow finance and investment and stock markets, the really smart financial people that I know, they had their money out a year before the stock market crash. They didn't expect this, but they were expecting something to go wrong. So like you said, they're just sitting on it. And if I try to put myself in, into this discussion, like what's happening in my world, I've spent a lot of money online this month, probably more than I ever have.
Yeah.
We have a rental condo that I'm like, hey, let's just go do those renovations now and get it done while everything's quiet. So, we bought all new
Right.
furniture and
Yeah.
we bought paint and we bought a whole bunch of stuff to get that project done. I bought a new iMac that I'm on today. I bought a new microphone. I got a new light coming. I've got a new camera coming because I was like, I'm going to be around here more often. It's time to up my game.
Yeah, totally.
I'm looking at like electric scooters. Like I've been wanting one of those electric, the ones that you stand on,
Well, you live on an island. I mean, it is.
Yeah, I live on an
can see
island.
you just running around.
I'm bored. We can't really go do anything because everything's on lockdown, but we can go outside and exercise. So I'm like, how do we get some scooters and like rip around the neighborhood? And those are like $1,200 each or something like that. And and I'm looking at all these things to entertain myself, while we wait this out.
Yeah.
So I said to somebody the other day when they asked me, is this a good time to be marketing? I said, well, number one, all of the big brick and mortar companies and the mom and pop operations have pulled their marketing out.
Yeah, done. Even Google's 50% less. Like everybody slashed their budgets by 50%, which means all that inventory is wide open.
Right. So there's all this inventory, and if you look at things that are auction based, like Google, like Facebook, like Instagram, I haven't seen advertising prices this cheap since probably 2014.
Yeah, absolutely. On Facebook. Yep. And Google, I mean, I looked at my Google stats yesterday. Holy shit, is it cheap over there? I mean, it's ridiculous. 20 cent, 30 cent clicks. Like I literally haven't seen that since 2006 when I started.
Yeah, I can't remember the last time I saw a 20 or 30 cent click on Google.
Yeah.
And it's auction based, right? If there's people not in there bidding, then that's the price. And even if you even talking to some of the branding guys, over the last couple of weeks, some of the smarter ones, they're like, we're taking advantage of it.
Yeah.
We're putting our messaging out there right now because there's never been a cheaper time for us to get eyeballs on ourselves for when this goes back to some sense of normalcy.
Right.
And so you've got this combination of super, super cheap traffic.
Yep.
You have 400 million people in the United States for the first time ever sitting at home on a phone or in front of a screen.
Yep.
So you have a captive audience. I mean, that's got to be 10 times more than the average.
Yeah.
And if you're beyond that, Canada, United States, Australia, UK, Spain. I mean, what are people doing in Spain other than hanging out on their phone, right?
Yeah.
So you've got a captive audience, you've got cheap advertising costs, and you have a whole bunch of really in-demand product options, whether they're physical products or they're info products that people are consuming at record levels.
Yep.
To try and,
and it's all going to be shipped to their house or digitally delivered.
Absolutely. Yep. And I looked at this report on China yesterday. Everything's back to normal.
Yep.
From a manufacturing standpoint, like there was some inventory problems for a while, and the last problem that they ran into was actually shipping. There was some shipping issues because there were safety issues of planes flying over there and so on and so forth. But that's almost been 100% rectified at this point forward. So, it's almost like if you're gonna do it now.
Now's the time. Yeah.
Because if China's back to normal and we're just replaying the same movie, like Elon Musk said last night on Joe Rogan, he feels like he's watching the same movie the second time.
Right.
If this movie's going to end like China did 4 months after it started, this is the time to jump in and plant your flag and create your foundation.
Right.
For your product to create separation between you and competitors while you can, while it's cheap, while you have attention.
Yep.
And I know that you're seeing that even with the DFY funnel, right?
Oh now. Yeah. Right now, I mean, it's leads are cheap, sales are cheap, people are moving through at a frightening pace from a conversion standpoint. They're moving right through, and it's all green light. You know what I mean? Same with a lot of our other funnels. A lot of our other kind of low ticket into mid ticket sales funnels. It's the relationship. I mean, like literally, if you have a relationship with your audience, then you can get some great conversions out of it. But right now, there's never been a better time to create a relationship with an audience, because they are literally all online. I mean, it's funny. So I did my 40th live.
I was just going to bring that up.
So my 40th one today, just before this, and literally my business has dramatically changed in the last 2 business months in the last 40 episodes. I mean, not only is there better awareness, I literally had 13 calls yesterday, and 13 right between clients, between sales calls, like 30-minute chunks, and then I had a webinar with a couple business owners at the end of the day. And, it's like, literally, I'm not asking for anything. It's just information. I'm just trying to help and, train people up, give some education, and then I'm transcribing it, throwing it on the blog, and I'm doubling my organic traffic every month, which is awesome. But that was never the point. Now it's okay, so there's my little city of 120,000 people is starting to wake up to digital marketing one by one, thanks to these little tiny live streams. It's like this one person shares with this one person, which shares with this one person. And now all of a sudden, my little city is having, some pretty big talks about digital marketing and how do we go get people outside of our city to then buy stuff from us. And it's fascinating how quickly you can capture attention,
I call it manufacturing celebrity status, right? Because people view people they see on a screen as credible.
Right.
Because we've been conditioned that way since the first television came out in the 1950s.
Right. Yeah.
Right. So all somebody has to do is see you on a screen 7, 8, 9, 10 times. And then they go, well, he must know what he's doing. He's on the screen all the time. I mean, you and I both know that just means turning on a camera and talking, but psychologically, that's how we're programmed as humans. Yeah. It's like, I saw him 100 times in the last month. He must be rich. He must be intelligent. He must know what he's doing. He must know more than me because he's on the screen, right?
None of those things is probably true.
Doesn't matter. I mean, we have people come to our agency all the time, and they're like, "How do I build my audience?" I'm like, we make little videos and we pay to put it in front of people. Yeah. And they're like, we give value, and they're like, that's it. I'm like, that's it. Yeah. Right. That's it. Look at the Gary Vaynerchuk's or the Grant or the Grant Cardones or Brendan Bouchard's or whatever. Half the stuff they say is complete nonsense.
Yeah. Right. Or you've heard it a million times before.
Yeah.
Or it's just the way they say it.
Yeah. And I'm not hating on them. I think what they do is brilliant. I think it's genius. Yeah. It's just about being consistent and repetitive and putting it out there like you've done over the last 40 days. And then it gets shocking, doesn't it? How
fast it goes.
How many people start reaching out to you.
Yeah, it's crazy. Actually, one of my clients said that in Expert Secrets, Russell Brunson's book, in that book, he said something about 100 days. Like you need 100 days of expert material out there delivered, in a chunk, and then you will be set for the rest of your life. Apparently that's what he says in the book. So, and I do believe it.
He's our guy. I mean, if he says that, it's probably not that far off. And I've challenged some of my clients to do 3 pieces of content a week.
3 a week
for a year.
What we've been doing. Yeah.
Right. So that's, if you break that, that's 150 in a year.
Yep.
And most people they won't commit to it. They're just like, it's too much, but the reality is you carve out your niche and you build your audience that you can sell stuff to, and you do it for cheap, super cheap, like 10 times cheaper than television.
Oh yeah. Well, it's like just the amount of between organic and paid traffic that we send. I mean, we would probably, if we were spending $10,000 a day, straight $10,000 a day, it would probably rival what we're spending much, a tenth of that between organic and paid. Do you know what I mean? And the relationship when it starts from search and then is backed up by paid is totally different than when it's interruption based paid and comes in and they learn about you. And then, so it's like, oh, I found them because Google gave them validation because I learned, I discovered them.
Or somebody right? Like somebody
Right.
else's podcast, right? And I've got that a couple times in the last month. I saw you on such and such's podcast, and what you said about that was really interesting. Can we talk about my business? And I'm like,
Yeah.
damn.
Right.
Like, and they've already been pre-sold on me.
Yeah.
And they've reached out to me. So now I'm in control of the conversation. It's not me trying to force the conversation onto them.
Right.
You know, which is just a significantly better place to be when you're making offers. Right. Yep. Well, we're 10:35. Yeah. Anything that you want to add to your geniusness today? Because you are a genius, good sir.
Oh, I don't know about that. So are you. I mean, no, I'm good. You know, I think next week we'll talk about something else cool and kind of go from there.
Awesome. Well, thank you everybody for joining us again today. We'll see you next week.
Yeah. Have fun.
All right. Take care.
Bye.